it's been a long time since I've done a podcast, but I'm really not that in the habit of picking up a camera and just talking. But today I'm going on Shivani Powell's podcast, and I'll put what she looks like up here for those of you who don't know her. But I am quite nervous because I really like her. So I've been watching her podcast on and off for like the last few years. And I've got friends who love her, my family like her, and it just feels like there's quite a lot of expectation for this podcast, but just gotta relax and be calm. Definitely know my stuff, so just wanted, because it's like a special day of going on Shivani's podcast, which would have been a literal dream come true. You know, it is a literal dream to come true, but I literally have like thought about appearing on bigger podcasts and sharing my message, sharing my story, empowering parents to be able to know how to help their own child. It's like a dream come true, so I feel like I really want to capture the day, so that's why I am recording today. I'm in the quiet carriage of the train, so I was like, oh my god, why did I choose the quiet carriage? But there are other people talking, so that should be okay, like to record and stuff. So I've completely misjudged my time. I'm actually at Battersea Power Station, which is where the podcast studio is, about an hour and a half before I need to be here. But I actually went to London over the weekend, and there were so many like rail works and traffic and trains getting cancelled. It was just made me want to come here earlier. So now I'm here earlier. I am trying out a local Mediterranean food place. So hopefully my food is good, because I don't really usually eat this kind of cuisine, but I'm excited. And I'll send a photo as well so you can see what I ate. Also, because I'm videoing myself, there were two really lovely girls where they were like shocked I was videoing myself. And so if you're wondering if people notice if you're vlogging in public, they definitely do. But I think if you're going to do anything, you have to not just do it if you think it's a good thing. And in the time, people may look at you, and that's normal, that's fine. So I haven't eaten spaghetti in so long, so I'm looking forward to this.
People getting diagnosed right now, I think there's probably a lot of people that are undiagnosed.
Yeah, that's true.
So what are some of the other signs and symptoms that you see that people who are much older and perhaps are not diagnosed with?
So women or girls in general are less likely to be diagnosed with autism because they're more likely to mask their symptoms. So you'll get a lot of girls where the parents say, we're at school, our daughter is fine, she is, she has friends, she's participating in school, she's putting her hand up, but when she comes home, she's drained and has meltdowns. No one sees this side of her. And it's because girls are more sensitive to social situations compared to boys. So they are able to pick up on social cues better, and in public, they mask their symptoms more. So I personally don't think there's nothing wrong with an autism diagnosis or an ADHD diagnosis. And I tell people all the time, Bill Gates has autism. Elon Musk has autism. So there's no, having an autism diagnosis does not stop you from going on stages, traveling around the world, starting companies, having a family, having a marriage, raising children. It's the only thing that I really want to help parents with is overcoming developmental delays.
Yes.
So if you have a child who has an autism diagnosis, no big deal. That's not a big deal at all. Look at Elon Musk, look at Bill Gates, look at all the other people I haven't mentioned who will say, I have an autism diagnosis. But or like you said, you've probably got ADHD. It really is no big deal. But if it's like stopping you from reaching your potential, and you're now have developmental delays, you struggle with communication, you maybe self-harm, you are not being able to sleep, so you're more irritable, you have more meltdowns, you can't go in public spaces. It's that, those developmental milestones I want to help parents overcome. So that, because I believe every child has a lot of potential.
I think what I really want to talk about now is what the chunk of your work is around, because you keep saying it's all about the environmental factors, right?
It is.
And just because you have been diagnosed with autism doesn't mean you can't change the symptoms.
Decrease the severity of symptoms.
Decrease the severity of the symptoms. Okay, talk to me about that. Why do you say environment is such a big factor?
Okay, so I say that based on what I've seen with my son and what I've seen working with lots of families. So if I had to pick So I keep saying in this podcast that autism symptoms, like autism prevalence, is actually increasing. It's not just increasing awareness, which is driving more diagnosis. It is actually increasing in prevalence. So I would say that the top 3 main ones that people can understand is that one is like our food has changed. Our food has changed dramatically. So I think in the UK, like 54% of the food we consume is ultra high processed. And your gut microbiome, which is like the bacteria that live in your gut, which control, your moods, control how clear your brain is, control your anxiety or your aggression. They have a big responsibility, control your immunity. They are not used to digesting ultra high processed foods because we've had this gut microbiome for millennia, and ultra high processed foods have only really become popularized since the 70s.
Hi everyone, so I am on Shivani's podcast, and we just finished filming, and it was so nice. It was so natural. It was really, really nice experience. And this is the set. So yeah, it's quite cool. I love the color scheme because for those of you who don't know, this like shade of purple is my favorite color. And so it was really, really cool, and so like such a privilege to be here. And Shivani herself is really, really nice. Really easy to talk to. Perfect podcast host, and I think once the podcast comes out, everyone's really gonna like it because there's so much like good content in there. So so everything is cancelled and delayed in Waterloo, and everyone just hanging around, and there's a big crowd. So I've had so many problems with the trains, and it makes me so annoyed because the train tickets are so expensive and everything's cancelled and delayed all the time, quite consistently. Like over the weekend I was in London and there was like always rail replacement buses, and now get to Waterloo, every train is like delayed and cancelled. But I had a lovely day with Shivani, but the travel is really inconsistent and expensive for what it is, to be honest. I feel like this vlog is now just becoming me complaining about the trains, but I think the podcast was really, really good, and I honestly love my conversation. I can't wait for everyone to watch that episode. But man, I am still traveling, and I'm like an hour and a half away from home, and it's already been like 3 hours since I left the studio. So a journey that took like 1 hour and 10 minutes in the morning, it's going to be over 4.5 hours. So just the reality of UK trains. But it is because there was so many trains cancelled, there are so many people on this platform because, so many trains are cancelled, so many people are just trying to get home. But so great day. Really, really excited for everyone to see that podcast recording. But I think I'm going to end the vlog here. Still not home. It is, how is it? Okay, it's 8 o'clock and my train will be at 8:10. And I'll get home even later. But still a really good day. Just UK trains. And I had such low expectations of the UK trains anyway. But when it happens, it just sucks, to be honest. Like something that should have been such a quick journey is just like 4 times as long, and you just get extra tired. But they say alhamdulillah for everything, so that means say thank you for everything. So I'm sure there's goodness in this as well. Anyway, so I'm going to end the vlog, and I hope you guys all found it interesting. All right, take care, bye.